A van life dream. A young couple chasing freedom on the open road. Their journey was supposed to be filled with sunsets, adventures, and memories. Instead, it became one of the most haunting true crime stories of our time. A smiling Instagram feed hid a storm of jealousy, arguments, and violence. By the end, only one of them would come home. This is the story of Gabby Petito, a dream turned nightmare. In 2021, 22-year-old Gabby Petito captured the internet with her van life road trip, documenting every stop with her fiancé, Brian Laundrie. To millions, they were the perfect couple, living the dream. But behind the posts was a toxic love story spiraling out of control. What followed shocked the world. Gabby and Brian began their cross-country trip in July 2021. They traveled in a white Ford Transit van, turning it into a tiny home on wheels. Every photo showed happiness, camping under the stars, exploring national parks, smiling together. Gabby's YouTube and Instagram documented the journey, attracting fans worldwide. But friends later revealed there were constant arguments. Beneath the smiles, their relationship was strained. Still, no one imagined that this dream trip would soon become a national tragedy watched by millions across the globe. On August 12th in Moab, Utah, police responded to a 911 call. Witnesses had seen Brian hitting Gabby. Body cam footage showed Gabby in tears, her face with visible scratches, while Brian stayed calm. She blamed herself, saying she had anxiety, while Brian shifted blame. Officers separated them for the night but filed no charges. To outsiders, it seemed like just another couple's fight. In hindsight, this was the warning sign, the moment that showed the danger Gabby was in, but no one stopped it. In late August, Gabby's social media posts stopped. On August 25th, she shared her last Instagram photo, smiling in front of a mural. The very next day, witnesses reported seeing Gabby and Brian arguing loudly at a Wyoming restaurant. By August 30th, Gabby's phone was turned off. Her family received strange texts that didn't sound like her. The silence grew louder, and concern turned into fear. For her parents, it was unthinkable. Their daughter, who called regularly, had suddenly vanished without a trace. On September 1st, Brian Laundrie returned home to Florida. Alone. He was driving Gabby's van, but Gabby was nowhere to be found. He refused to explain where she was, and within days, he hired a lawyer. Gabby's family grew desperate. On September 11th, they reported her missing. The internet exploded with speculation. Thousands of van life fans became amateur detectives, combing through TikToks, YouTube clips, and Instagram posts. How could Brian come home alone from a couple's trip and act as if nothing had happened? On September 19th, the nightmare was confirmed. Gabby's body was discovered near Spread Creek in Wyoming. The autopsy revealed she had been strangled, suffering blunt force trauma. The date of her death matched late August, around the time she disappeared from social media. For her family, hope ended in heartbreak. For the world, the case turned from mystery into confirmed homicide. And as headlines spread globally, one question remained. Where was Brian Laundrie, the only person who knew what truly happened during those final days? The search for Brian became one of the largest manhunts in recent U.S. history. The FBI raided his family's home, but his parents refused to cooperate fully, fueling suspicions. As days turned to weeks, protests erupted outside their house. On October 20th, investigators finally found human remains in Florida's Carlton Reserve. It was Brian. Near his body lay a notebook, a dry bag, and a revolver. Inside that notebook was the shocking revelation: Brian's written confession to killing Gabby. But even this confession raised new questions. In his notebook, Brian claimed Gabby was suffering, and he killed her to end her pain. But medical reports contradicted his words. Gabby had been strangled, a violent act, not mercy. The Laundrie family faced lawsuits from Gabby's parents for their silence. The case highlighted toxic relationships, social media illusions, and how quickly love can turn dangerous. For Gabby's family, there was no true justice, only loss. Her story became a symbol, sparking global conversations about domestic violence and the hidden darkness behind perfect images. The Gabby Petito case was more than a tragedy. It was a reminder that behind the smiling selfies and dream lifestyles, there can be a reality of fear and control. Gabby's voice may be gone, but her story continues to warn others. One van life dream, one young woman's hope, and one nightmare the world will never forget.